Hi students, welcome to first year accounting class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the advantages of double entry system. We came to know that double entry system is the record of complete transactions. It helps you to prevent frauds and errors. It is a scientific system. It helps you to ascertain profit or loss. It will help you to ascertain the financial position of the firm. It will help you for comparative study. It will help you in decision making. So, because the double entry system has got so many advantages, it has been used by various firms all over the world. Now, in this class, we are going to discuss a very important topic and very interesting topic called voucher. Don't read it as voucher. It is pronounced as voucher. 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 What is voucher? Okay. When you go for CA articleship or maybe working under in a CA firm, many times you will be using this word vouching. Vouchers are to be verified, vouchers are to be checked, vouchers are to be arranged. What is a voucher? Very simple. A small paper, a written document which is the source for accounting records. Okay. One point you have to remember that in your concepts, one concept is not given at IPE level. At CPT level, one concept is there. Concept of material evidence. It states that in the world, in any organization, any accountant should not record a business transaction without having a valid proof. What is a valid proof? Some document, some piece of paper on which something is written. So without having that written proof, we are not supposed to record any business transaction in the books of accounts. That is a rule as per the concept of material evidence. Means you should have some proof. So any document which acts as a proof for or which acts as a source to record a business transaction, it is called as a voucher. Very simple. You come to Sri Medhavi College, your parents have come to pick you, and the college asked the parents to pay the fees. So when you people pay the fees in the college office, what do you get back? You are given the receipt. You are given the receipt. That itself is a voucher. Voucher is not like a special document. It won't come from, other countries. In any organization, even in a small shop, if you are given any receipt, it becomes a voucher. Any memo, it is given a voucher. It is invoice is a voucher. You go to restaurant, you order some food, and whatever the quantity of food you have taken, what are the various items you have taken, you are given a bill. So the bill generated by the restaurant will become the voucher for the accountant. Based on that only, what is the total amount of cash received on a particular day, the accountant will make the record. So everything. Suppose you pay electricity bill, so you are given a receipt or you are given a message from the concerned authority. That itself is a proof. So a voucher can be defined as, a voucher is a source document. It is very important. Source document. A voucher is a source document. Means, based on that only, we will record the transaction. Based on that only, we will record the transaction in the books of accounts. Without that, we cannot record. We should not record. That is a rule. So that is the reason we define that a voucher is a source document for recording the business transactions. Where do we record the business transactions? In the books of accounts. Like we have got journal, we have got subsidiary books, okay, we have got ledgers, we have got cash book. So many things we have to prepare. So many entries we have to make in the books. So for everything, we require a document, proof. That proof is called as voucher. So further it is elaborated, you can see. It is a piece of printed paper. You can see here. It is a piece of printed paper that is used for some purpose, for recording journal or ledger or trial balance or anything, whatever you want to prepare as part of your accounting job. So whatever the document you have got, that is a voucher. Now generally in any business organization, what are the different types of vouchers we have to prepare? Okay, what are the different types of vouchers we come across? What are the different types of vouchers we have to consider for preparing accounts? Okay, the first type of voucher is cash memo. The first voucher is cash memo. So what is a cash memo? Very simple. Whenever a firm, an organization sells goods on cash basis or purchases goods on cash basis, a cash memo is prepared. You go to some Bajaj Electronics, okay, you purchase a washing machine, you purchase a TV, you pay the cash. So immediately the concerned shopkeeper, the accountant will generate a cash memo. So what it contains? It contains the description of the product and what amount of cash you have paid, date, etc. Date, name of the customer. So whether you are purchasing or selling, that will be mentioned. So that is called as cash memo. Receipt is different and cash memo is different. Okay. Don't take both in the same manner. Cash memo is different, receipt is different. Okay, that we discuss later. About receipt we discuss later. Cash memo is prepared. It is a particular document which is to be prepared by any business organization when goods are purchased or sold for cash only. If you purchase on credit basis, it is different. Cash memo is prepared only when you purchase goods on cash basis or when you sell goods on cash basis. You have to prepare. So if you purchase goods on cash basis, you will receive the cash memo. If you sell goods on cash basis, you have to give the cash memo. Okay. For example, if Sri Medhavi Junior College is here, it is selling study material to students, so it generates a cash memo. So that is it is giving. The same Sri Medhavi Junior College purchases furniture from a trader on cash basis, it will receive the cash memo. Okay. If you are purchasing goods on cash basis, you will receive the cash memo. If you are selling goods on cash basis, you have to give the cash memo. Okay. So always cash memo is prepared in duplicate, means 2 copies you will be preparing. Original is given to the customer or will be receiving, 1 copy will be with the firm. Okay. Based on the duplicate, we will make the entries in the books of accounts. Okay. So that is called cash memo. Second is purchase invoice. What is purchase invoice? When goods are purchased on credit basis. First one was cash basis. Purchase invoice means when any business organization purchases goods on credit basis. What is credit basis? Means we purchase the goods, but we don't make the payment now. We say we will pay in future, maybe after 2 months, maybe after 3 months, or we pay in installments. That is called as credit purchases. Means the goods are received, but the payment is not made. It will be made in the future. That is a credit transaction. So when credit purchases are made, we receive the purchase invoice. When goods are purchased on credit, the firm receives purchase invoice from the supplier of goods. For example, in order to supply textbooks to students, Sri Medhavi Junior College has purchased 1,000 textbooks from a supplier and promised that, sir, money will be paid in the month of March after receiving fees from the students. So you give the textbooks now, we'll pay money later. That was the agreement between the supplier of books and the college. So now the college will receive 1,000 textbooks, but amount is paid later. This is the January. So we are promising to make the payment in the month of March. So it is a credit transaction. Now we receive a purchase invoice from the supplier of those books. Next, sales invoice. It is opposite to purchase invoice. Sales invoice is the document prepared by the firm which is selling goods on credit. When goods are sold on credit basis, this document is prepared by the seller. The selling firm will prepare. When goods are sold on credit basis, sales invoice is prepared and is sent to customer. So sales invoice for the firm will become purchase invoice for the customer. Okay, very simple. I am the seller, you are the buyer. So I prepare sales invoice, that will become purchase invoice for you. So when goods are sold on credit basis, I am going to prepare sales invoice. That will act as proof to collect money at a later stage. Next, receipt. Okay, what is the receipt? When cash is received or cash is paid, a receipt is generated. A receipt is that document which acts as a proof for cash payment or cash receipt. Okay, so when a firm receives cash from customers, it issues a receipt as proof of cash receipt. Many times I have been telling you, your parents do come to the college and they pay the fees. So does the firm gives the receipt or not? Okay, so the receiving firm, the person who is receiving the cash will generate the receipt. Suppose if Sri Medhavi Junior College pays cash to Government of Telangana as part of tax, it will receive a receipt. Government will prepare the receipt now. Now here, parents are paying the fees, college will generate the receipt. Clear? So the business organization which gives you a document as the proof of cash receipt, it is called as receipt. Okay, for example, I am managing a tutorial, I teach commerce, so some students do come to me for tuition. So when they pay me the tuition fees, I give them a receipt. So here why I am giving the receipt? That it is as a proof that the student has paid the tuition fees. If I don't generate the receipt, there is no evidence. I cannot write into my books of accounts that what is the amount of fees I have collected. I will not be having any evidence, and there is no evidence for you also that you have paid. So for both parties it is very important. So that is the reason whenever there is a cash transaction, cash receipt or cash payment, we generate a receipt. So that is called cash receipt or just receipt. Then comes pay in slip. Pay in slip. Did any one of you visit bank along with your parents when your parents deposit cash into bank? No idea. See, whenever you have to deposit cash into bank, there you have to fill a form. I think some of you might have seen. There you will be having like this. Name of the account holder. Okay, account number, mobile number, okay, and what are the amounts we are depositing? 500 into 2000 into 200 into 100 into dash, total, signature. Okay, so when you are depositing the cash or check into bank, you have to fill this form, this slip. So along with the cash or check, this document is to be given to the banker. Now banker, after going through your name and account number, he will enter into the computer. Many times, next time when you visit bank, along with your parents, you observe, or you, in order to learn, just deposit 500 rupees into the bank account of your parents. I told you many times that accountancy and commerce can be learnt practically by observation, not from the textbooks only. Textbooks we learn only theoretical manner. But reality, what exactly it is, how it looks like, how the entries are made, you will be learning through practical knowledge. Practically you have to involve. Or just casually on the road, whenever just you are going outside, you go to any bank, you ask for pay in slip, they will provide you. Maybe in green color, maybe in red color, different banks will use different colors. So you will have all the details. So when you have to deposit that cash or check into bank, you have to fill that. That you give it to the concerned bank employee. So they will go through all the details and they will, by seeing that slip only, they will enter into computers. Then they put the stamp and one part is given to you. That is called as counterfoil. Okay, you are given the counterfoil as evidence. I may be having one. If possible, I will show you. Oh, sorry. No. I thought I may be having a counterfoil to show you. So counterfoil is the part of the slip. So one part of this one will be, this will be having the two sides. Same here will be having, so here will be having the dots. So here they will tear off and put a stamp over there. The banker will give you after signing this. This is a counterfoil, this part. Okay, that is called pay in slip. Means you are depositing cash or check into bank. Next, check. Most of you might have seen check. It is a document which helps you to withdraw money from the bank. You can issue a check to pay money. It is nothing but an instruction to your banker to allow you to draw money from your account. So check is a document issued by the customer instructing the banker to allow withdrawal of cash from the bank. So sometime in future I will show you how a check looks like. Okay, debit note. It is a document when it is generated by the customer who is returning the goods. Okay. When a person is returning the goods, it will be prepared. It comes in the preferred books, debit note. So debit note is prepared by a customer who is returning the goods to his supplier. So credit note. So credit note is the document prepared by the supplier when he has got some goods returned. Okay, many times you say that in business, due to various reasons, goods are, once sold goods may come back as returns. Due to damage or poor quality as unsold stock. So whenever a customer returns goods to his supplier, along with the goods he is returning, he has to prepare a document. That is called as debit note. Whereas a credit note is the document prepared by the supplier. Whenever he receives goods as returns, so he has to send a note to his customer stating that his account is credited with so and so amount. So these are the very important documents which are called as vouchers.